Starbucks is a company that has been struggling over the last year, and so in today's episode we'll be identifying some of the key problems that Starbucks has been facing, and then understanding some of the upside potential that this company has. And so starting off with the first issue, we have staffing shortages, which is resulting in a cut down in store hours. There's been instances in the past, Ohio for instance, which has resulted in closing the store down for 2 days each week, and they've converted that facility into a drive-through only store. Starbucks isn't the only company out there that has struggled with recruiting recently. It's been happening all over the restaurant industry, but this type of problem can actually be easily resolved. And so when I look at a company that faces different problems, I need to be able to quantify to what extent is it an actual problem. Is it short or long-lived? And in this case, the lack of hiring individuals is something that can be turned around. And so this is a short-lived problem in my view. And so next up, we have an issue in terms of shortages for the different ingredients that make up the Starbucks product. This is an issue that Starbucks faced throughout 2021, and it is an issue that's continued in 2022 with availability variable in different Starbucks stores. We've got the likes of oat milk, flavoured syrups, and some of their most popular items have been officially put on temporary hold. And no doubt this issue arose from the pandemic. It became very difficult to work out what is the estimated demand for a given product. And equally, the different vendors that Starbucks uses to restock their items has been an issue for similar reasons. Now hopefully from mid-2022 onwards, we'll see this problem reverse, but in the short term this can negatively impact some of the earnings that we see, given that demand is not being fully met at the moment. Now continuing with the theme of the pandemic in the past, when Starbucks pushed their mobile orders, there was difficulty in actually fulfilling that demand. We had the likes of Starbucks workers who were being overworked, and their digital system at the time was allowing too many orders to come through at once, and that was resulting in a bottleneck that employees were unable to handle in a sensible time frame. In addition, if someone is to go to the store, perhaps they're using the self-service facility where there's some level of customization for the drink, but most of the time there's a menu at the top where they take payment and you can pick from your limited selection. But with the mobile app, there was a much greater range of drink customizations, and that just delayed the process of making the drink much more. And so this issue is related to the first point where there's a shortage of workers. One solution here is to delegate responsibility for mobile orders and then for someone else to take orders from physical customers. Now of course some stores have more mobile orders and other ones have more individuals that head to the cafes. So there could be a range of different solutions out there to at least improve the current situation when it comes to taking mobile orders. And then moving on to the fourth point, and this is a crucial one here, we have some workers at Starbucks which are unionizing. And so a reason why you would unionize is to have sensible work hours and to increase the minimum hourly wage. Now depending on the type of company model, unions can be favoured for PR reasons. If you look at the likes of the gig economy, then unions may not be the most ideal scenario just because of the way a gig economy works. But with the likes of Starbucks, it's debatable, but potentially a union is useful if employees feel that they are being overworked and underpaid. There's been a case recently where 3 employees who were involved organising a union, whereby the National Labour Relations Board has actually sued Starbucks for their decision in disciplining, suspending and discharging those Starbucks employees. And so that's the backdrop on some of the issues that Starbucks is facing currently. A lot of those problems have led to a decrease in the stock price. The truth is that for an investor, sometimes negative news like this, which can be short-lived and easily reversed, does enable the opportunity to buy the stock at a discounted price. We have the likes of JP Morgan, which has turned bullish on the Starbucks stock price due to the potential in China. In fact, JP Morgan has assigned a December 2022 price target of $101. At current, we have a stock price of slightly under $78. That's just JP Morgan with their individual price target. Collectively, with 31 different analyst price targets, we have an average of $108, a low at $84 and a high at $136. So if you are to believe these analysts, regardless on where the price ends up, we're currently under $78, and so there's only room for improvement if you are to believe the analysts. Now do keep in mind as well that this is a dividend paying company at 2.52%. If we look at the history of this stock price, the highest it's ever been is around $125 mark. So this is a value based stock, not a growth based one. Now just to call out that I do not hold Starbucks stock at present, it's one that I definitely want to. but funds are a little bit tight right now, so once I have more money, I'll invest in Starbucks. But just taking a look at their quarterly earnings for 2021, we can see that this company was always profitable with a revenue of $8 billion and a net income of $815 million. One slight concern here is their debt to asset ratio. It's 116%. Whenever we see a higher debt to asset ratio, generally from 60% onwards, that does pose a risk in terms of dividend payouts or the percentage of the dividend yield. And so as mentioned earlier, with a dividend yield of 2.52%, that is the forward dividend yield. The way in which Trading 212 is calculating dividend yield is slightly under at 2.44%, but that does pose a risk. We could potentially see some cuts in the dividend in the future. But combined with the potential in the price increase by around 30%, it could still be a smart play to have Starbucks added to a dividend-based portfolio. And so do comment below on your thoughts on Starbucks. Do you think that the recent news is a problem that will be short-lived, or do you think there'll be more medium to long-term issues for the company? As always, new videos are posted every week, and with that said, I'll catch you in the next one.